Hi.
Hi.
I'm a big fan of Hellsing, Noeen, Scrap Princess, and I, My Me, Strawberry Eggs.
That's quite a collection.
And I was just wondering, considering some of the touchy subjects that were covered in I, My Me, Strawberry Eggs, what was it like working on that?
Well, yeah, that's an interesting show. Because I, My Me, it has a really good heart. It's all about a guy who's a teacher, and he's a gym teacher, and he wants to teach at this school, but the principal of the school doesn't believe that men are capable of love. So she doesn't have any male teachers. The school itself is co-ed, but only the teachers are all women. So he really needs a job, and he's really offended, frankly. He thinks men are perfectly capable of love. So he cross-dresses as a woman to get the job and work there. And the problem is that one of the young girls starts crushing on him. And so it becomes this, initially it becomes humorous, but then it starts to get more serious. Which actually I give the show credit for, because they don't just sort of laugh it off, because, this kind of thing can happen, especially in Japan, where the teachers tend to be much younger, so the age difference isn't as great as it is, say, here in the US. But I did have to be very careful when I was adapting the show, because as it went on, I said, look, this kind of thing does happen, but we're not going to glorify it. We're not going to say that this is a good thing, or that this is to be aspired to. We're going to deal with it sort of honestly, and that this kind of thing has consequences. And so I think that was the cool thing about the show, is that we made sure that we didn't glorify it. And the show's like, yeah, it's not tenable. This is not sort of cool. So, but yeah, that's what I think is so wonderful about anime, is that it can address difficult questions. Scrapped Princess is all about the dangers of religious fundamentalism. At its core, they're all trying to kill this princess because God told them to. Even though it doesn't feel right, even though, it's like the same thing that Huck Finn says, when he's on the raft with Jim, the slave, and the white guys on the other boat say, hey, is there a slave on the raft with you? And Huckleberry Finn goes, no, there's nobody here. And they go off. And he goes, oh, I lied, it's terrible, I lied to these guys, there is actually a guy here, why do I feel so good? Because he followed his heart, and his heart said, no, that feels right, that feels generous, that feels loving. And so I think that's what's cool about anime, is that it will address serious, thorny issues, and it will do it sort of unflinchingly. That's all I've wanted for American animation, is to be able to deal with issues like that. I think that's the biggest advantage I think that Japan has in animated storytelling, is they can tell any story they want. Anyone they want. Have you guys seen Rujin Z? Random little anime, yeah, by the guy who directed Akira, right? So Akira, big, everyone knows Akira, right? And then he turns around and does Rujin Z, which is this movie about, they develop a mechanical bed to take care of elderly people. All right, and this mechanical bed has artificial intelligence. And so the old man in it, he just wants to go back to the sea. So the bed goes, great, let's go. And the bed becomes like this tank. And is unstoppable. And it's like causing havoc. And all it's trying to do is give this old man what he wants. And like they bring out the military, and it's like, do you realize that this is an anime about how to deal with elderly people? Like, how sophisticated can you get? That's really cool. And it was the guy who did Akira. Oh my god. So yeah, that's what I think is cool.
Thank you very much.
You bet.